Hey guys! So if it was not known already, America and specifically San Francisco is home to the largest Filipino diaspora outside of the Philippines itself. And so after having been to the Philippines for a year, enlarging my idea and perspective of all things Filipino, from agriculture to food to alcohol, this has kind of given me a new perspective on the community that I was fortunate to grow up with here in the Bay Area. So in this new series, I want to explore recipes that I grew up with as a Filipino American, but also my friends have as well. I hope to convey regional Filipino dishes that you may or may not have heard of before, but also give you the contextualization about them because they're the foods that at least my parents grew up eating and made at home. I hope that you learn more about Filipino culture and our food, and I think this is a very awesome opportunity for us as Filipino Americans or Filipino immigrants in general to really reflect on the kind of roots that we had growing up. So I want to start this first episode off with me and my mom. I'm Chad the Filipino. Not only my journey specifically, but the journey of all Filipino Americans or Filipino immigrants as a whole. In this first episode, we're going to kick it off and be making something that I really despised growing up, but have really grown to love. And this dish in particular is pinakbet. Pinakbet is an indigenous dish from the northern regions of the Philippines. It is traditionally made from tomatoes, bitter melon, and eggplant, seasoned with fermented fish paste, known in Tagalog as Bagoong Isda. As the moisture releases from the tomatoes, it mixes with the fermented fish to season all the vegetables, similar in a way to French ratatouille. Pinakbet is a very minimal intervention dish loaded with vegetables that has become a staple in Filipino cuisine, although one that I did not like growing up. So this is my mom, and today we're going to be learning how to make pinakbet the way that she grew up eating it.
My grandma, this is her favorite dish. When I'm growing, that was 1970s. My grandma is 100 years old, and she always teach me how to cook. I'm always in her side.
What are the ingredients in pinakbet?
The ingredients, the original pinakbet is tomato plant. We are using the round one and the original better melon.
How do you want it cut?
Don't cut all the way. It's open.
Okay. How is the original Ilocano version of pinakbet different from like the Tagalog one?
Well, every bisote, but they don't put bagoong.
But there are two different types of bagoong, right?
Yeah, we have the fish and we have the
Shrimp.
But we put the fish because that's the original. That's Ilocano. The eggplant, what we do, we cut it in four also. Like we would take this out and then we do like this.
So you don't fully separate
No.
it? Why?
So that it won't be, what do you call now? Maduduro.
It doesn't get like dissolved.
Yeah.
I learned this word when I was in the Philippines. It melts in,
Yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. It's like when you cook sinigang and like you let the vegetables steep too long.
Yeah.
There's no like pork or...
No, that's different version if you put pork. In the Philippines, when I'm growing up, it's supposed to be barbecue, the fish, grill with the charcoal. There's no fertilizer in our backyard. You just pick up the eggplant, everything in the backyard.
Yeah. That's like something that one of my friends told me too. Mm-hmm. He's also Ilocano from Pagudpud. And he was telling me that like a lot of Ilocanos like eat a lot of like backyard forage vegetables. So that's pretty normal when you're growing up.
That's normal. When I'm growing up, we have a lot of vegetables in the backyard. And my grandma loved to plant everything in the yard. And then every time she cooks, she pick it up in the backyard. Even the fish, because we live near the water.
Yeah.
She just, what do you call that? Bangwit?
Fishing?
Yeah, we have, we live near the lake. So we have a lot of fish in there, and my grandma just cuts fish in there. Then the Ampalaya, you cut it in the edge. This is my grandma cut it in there because there is some seeds in there. But my grandma doesn't take that out so that the taste is in there. And then when you eat, that's the time you take out the seeds.
Oh, so it's kind of like a jalapeno?
Yeah.
Where like all the spiciness is in the seed?
Yeah. By the time you eat it, you just scrape it when it's already ready to eat.
How would you describe Ilocano food?
Ilocano food is famous because our ex-president before, she loved pinakbet. That's the original of the Ilocano, pinakbet. People know about when they're talking about pinakbet, that's Ilocano.
It's become so popular, I guess, that the Tagalogs made their own version. And then that's like with a different kind of bagoong, as you said. And then also with kalabasa, so squash.
Yeah.
Once the vegetables are all prepared, add the fish to the pot to begin caramelizing it to get that maillard reaction going to help flavor the broth. Afterwards, add all the vegetables at once, and my mom says that even a splash of water helps cook down the vegetables and help draw out the liquid. But most of it will be coming from the tomatoes as they cook down and reduce. So how do you originally make this?
The pinakbet?
Because like the original way is with a clay urn, right?
Yeah, that's the original when I'm growing up with my grandma.
What is it? Banga?
Yeah, the Banga.
Like the same one that we saw in Pangasinan. So you put all the stuff in the Banga.
Yeah, the Banga. We don't use gasol. We cook.
You over fire, right? With like wood, and you light it up.
Yeah.
This is what I heard from like friends, but like, isn't the original there's like no sabaw?
Yeah, but at my place in Pangasinan, my grandma loved a little juice. Other places, they want dry.
Oh, so this is just like the particular way that your mom makes it. So I guess this kind of like shows you that Philippine recipes are not only regional but very specific to the home.
I'm gonna put the bagoong.
When everything comes to a boil, begin to add the bagoong, or the fermented fish paste. Because the kind we're using is thicker because of the fish, add some water into a bowl to loosen the mixture. Then place it into a strainer in the boiling pot to season the broth while preventing the fish bones from entering into the stew, and repeat this one more time. Once you're all done, resume simmering until the vegetables are tender, around 30 minutes, and then you're done.
This is the original cooking of my grandma. So good.
This is a lot different than the kind that I like see in restaurants.
Oh no.
The ones that I'm used to seeing in like restaurants and my friends cook, it looks kind of like a wet salad.
Oh, that's different.
Where it's like just like a bunch of vegetables too. Like they have sitaw.
Oh, that's different.
The Tagalog version.
Yeah, it's only different that we don't have the banga.
Yeah.
But if we have the banga, it's more delicious, and when it's cooked by the charcoal, you can see the tomato. That's why, you know, people put a lot of tomato because that's the one that it makes pinakbet tasteful.
Right. It's kind of like sinigang too, right?
Yeah.
When you add the tomatoes,
more,
because it adds like the savory
flavor, yeah.
umami flavor. Thanks, Mom.
That's my pinakbet original with my grandma, who is 106 before she passed. So advice, eat organic and everybody can see my cooking.
Yeah, it's like the first time I've seen you cook in like 10 years.
But I love to cook just before when I'm with my grandma.
You don't talk like that, Mom. You talk like every other Filipina cooking on YouTube. So my mom had to go somewhere, unfortunately, because she is a busy woman. So I have the food right here. Damn, Ampalaya is kind of scary. If you have like that fear, trypophobia, where it's like holes, probably don't want to eat like the small Ampalaya or bitter melon. Whoa, okay, so it's very lambut, so like soft. Oh, it's like alien. Oh, wow. Wow. So I got my rice, got my vegetables. One of the main reasons why I used to hate this dish a lot growing up is because of like how bitter it was, and like also how visually unappealing it is too. But looking back in retrospect, I appreciate it so much more now. It has a very unique combination of flavors that I don't think I've experienced outside of Filipino food. It's a combination of bitter and savory, and it's very simply seasoned too. But yeah, thank you for tuning in to episode 1, where we explored Ilocano food through my mom's province of Pangasinan. And the next episode will be cooking a dish from Pampanga and a very regional version of a very ubiquitous dish, sinigang. So stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you for watching as always. And if you're interested in more Filipino content, check out my channel. Or if you're into coffee related content as well, I have that on there too. Cheers.